Hi, I have a formula that helps you create the P the PLP, which is this one right here. Okay, and like for example, if you got a file called Sega Genesis LPL, it's for RetroArch, and this is for like Linux handheld system. And you want to know what is the game, what is the ROM, you want to break it down. So you could take the one that's already created, break it down, and then create your own as well. So you could grab the whole thing. So let's just say select all and hold the shift key. Okay, so we're going to start from here and we're just going to copy this. And this one is to create your own. This one, only thing it does is create your own game list. Like if you put your game ROM in here, it automatically create this. So this one is just create your own list. So this one got nothing to do with the other one. But here, before you start, you go to the first one, you say pick from the list. So if you're going to do Genesis, right now all this is pointing to Final Burnout. So we want to change it to Genesis. So we're going to go to Sega Genesis right here, and we're going to pick number 39, Sega Genesis. So you go right here and type in 39, press enter. And then once that's done, if you go back to this one now, everything is Sega Genesis. Okay, and here you could put in the game you want and the Genesis game list and the ROM list, and that will generate this PLP file. And here it take the Sega Genesis name, but you could also change it to something else. And then you just copy this right back when you create Genesis. But right now the game right here is not Sega Genesis, it's all Neo Geo. Okay, so let's go to this one and let's go ahead and delete this one. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and paste the Sega Genesis one in here. Okay, so it automatically grab the information you needed, like for example, it grabbed the ROM name, which is this one, and this ROM name is so long, so it will automatically grab the ROM list for you, and that's the formula. And then this one is the description of the game. Okay, so this is a physical ROM and this is a description of the game. And then here is the chords. Now, if for some reason if the chord is not showing you correctly, like right here is not, this will always happen because this other one won't have the problem, but this one will, because based on how long the chord is. So right now I just want the chord. I don't want all this other junk, so I need to do 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18. Whoa, count too much. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17. So I need to add 17 to here, and that will give us 4 5 17 55. Okay, and when you change it there, you have to change over here. Now, not all the time, first time you try will get 100% correct. If you count like my counting, so yeah, it count correctly. So if it's correct, you just double click here, and then all this will give you, because Sega Genesis use the same chords, so this is all correct now. So if you drop it and drop it down, you will get all the chords. And here is all the ROM, and here's the ROM list. So now you got, let's just say you want this one. You're gonna go ahead and pick that one, copy it, and you come here, you create your own. Okay. And this one allow you to create your own, so you could put your Sega Genesis here, and then here is your description. You could copy and paste it over here. And then once you put that in here, see, this will create all those things for you, automatic created one for you. Let's see. So here I wanted the Sega Genesis and the core. So you could take this one now that if you put it right here, you could paste it over here. And once you paste it over here, you could grab those two and go back to game list and delete those two. And so for example, if this is not, if this is the list I want, your game list have to come from somewhere that you created. So this game list is not, it's 800. Let's see how long it is. So this is 1083. And the one that the system created for me, let's see how many. The system that automatically took it and break it down to, and that will tell me exactly how many games here. So it's 909. So I want the 1000 one. So I'm going to take this and so I'm going to copy that and make sure you physically have those ones. If you don't, you could type the directory and then copy those. So let's just say those are my ROM list. So I'm going to go to the game list here, and then I'm going to just paste that here. Okay, so once it's pasted, it automatically going to create the game list. So the game list here is going to use the Sega Genesis, and this is the physical ROM, and that's the ROM description, and this is that the Sega Genesis. So here's all the Sega Genesis game list, and then you could copy this to, but you need to include that. You need to remove the last one and include those. So you're going to take this, and there's 1000 game. You could put total 10,062 entry here. This one will hold up to 6,000 entry. So right now I don't have any special micro created, so you will have to scroll all the way down to 1000. So right now it's in 200, 300. And that will create the and this is for like the AIW or AWIO handheld system and JXD handheld, because they use Linux and Excuse me. And you can use this for that purpose. So 8,000 and yeah, this and 83. Okay, so you're gonna take that and you're gonna copy it. So the first entry was only 80 something, and then you wanna make it more. So you could come over here, and then you could just highlight the whole thing and delete that, and you could paste it and make sure that the name title is the same. Sega Genesis. Right here it need to be the same name, Sega Genesis. And then at the bottom, you're gonna delete that last one, and then go back to this, and then you're gonna copy this one right here, and then you paste that in there, and that's it. Then you can save this one. So this one have 1081 entry, and this is how you do. Uh, that's how you do the chords. Normally, the the directory chord is it doesn't come directly from here because I just happen to have it. Okay, 1083. But if you don't have it, you will have to go to the Genesis ROM directory and type dir. So for example, if I was to go to, let's just see if I have anything I want to. So if I was to go to the ROM, right now this is the R type. I'm going to use that as an example. So if I'm going to, let's just say I go to this directory. No, let's don't use. Let's use uh, the regular Sega Genesis for any kind of game directory. If I could find. Okay, let's just say we go to the 1 TB. I don't think this one have the ROM. No, it's just the image. Okay, so let's just say you got the ROM from one of the Raspberry Pi image and you want to put it into the AIW IO. So you're gonna go to we are working on Sega Genesis. So we're looking for Sega Genesis, which sometimes called Mega Drive. There you go. And then here's all the ROM. So you want all the ROM, so you could go Control C copy, and you will change to the drive letter, which is the M drive. I mean a C. Alright, so we already changed to M drive. When you do that, it automatically changes to M drive, but you have to be in the M, if that makes sense to you. Yes. Okay, so you're gonna do directory, and you're gonna do everything start with the zip file, and we want to do B. B, what it does is it take out all the other stuff and only give you the name. And you want that, so you're gonna do, okay, I want to do gameless. So you do gameless.txt, and then you created this gameless. Then you're gonna open that gameless from here, and gameless.text. There you go. And we're going to open up the notepad and see how many entries there. So right now we have, wow, this one even have more. It's have 1,126 WOM. So let's just say we want to use this one instead. So we're going to copy all that, but we need to create it, the WOM thing. So we need to come over here and we're going to delete this. And okay, so we're going to delete those, and then we are going to just paste it here. So here you have a little red note. It say, from Johnny Lou, put your game ROM name here, and it will create the the information for you. So if you paste the ROM, it have the .zip, and you want the name description. So those are the two you want. So you're gonna go ahead and copy those two. Now you're gonna take those two. It's like 1,000 something. So this one actually helps you create the WOM information. So once you do that, you go and you pick the game thing, then you come over here and then you paste your game list. So here does not have, you just pay, well, here you don't really need this one, you just need this one. So you just copy that one and go to your game list, delete your game list, and then paste your game list here, which I could just grab it directly from there instead. So that I mean, the last one is just an extra one for you to work with, but it's not something you need. This one is not something you need, it's just a template. But if you have the WOM list already, you could just copy it directly to here, and it automatically will transfer the WOM into the WOM description. Okay, then it will automatically generate this file you need. So 1, 2, 3, this is the only thing you need. This one is taking something and convert it to. This is just convert it back, so you know exactly what it was inside. So if you want to add more game, you could sort it in alphabet order. So this is just a template to create. This is just a template to create a game list. Template. So I think it's way too long. All right. So this one, you pick the one that you want. I know I'm repeating myself. And then this one is the one that okay. So this is for this one. Now I have another one is for PC only. So let's go ahead and save that. Save. Let's save it. And I want to also save this in the correct location. And that one is for the, it's not for the ALA, it's actually for the Linux AIWA and JXD handheld, or actually console. So we're gonna save that one over there. And this other one that I created especially is for now this one I use the F drive, but later I change everything to H. So what this does is same thing. I pick 48 because I'm using Neo Geo, and so Neo Geo would be the number 48. Neo Geo right here. And then once I pick 48, I go here and I pretty much just drop the game list here. And this one is the physical ROM. So I put the physical ROM here. And here I put the description, because the arcade game do not give you game description. So you have to create your own game list, which I did over here. And this is my game list of 219. So here's my game, and here's my game list. So I copy that over, and the way you do it is you go to your H drive, and you go to quartz type R directory. And it won't allow you to do that, so you do cd change to quartz type R. So the best way is to copy that directory over instead. So the playlist for this one would be going to H drive, quartz type R, collection, date, Neo Geo, and I want the playlist from the ROM here. So here's all the ROM that I want, and what you could do is you could copy that and then do dir, and then here's all the ROM. So I have the ROM list already in the description. What I did is I copied the ROM and I put it down at the bottom, and then I compare it to make sure the ROM name is go hand in hand with the description. If it's missing a description, I will have to add a description in. So I have 220 game here, and so once that is all put in here, then I just copy this one and this one, this column and this column over to that Excel formula. Copy it to here and here. And once I paste that, it automatically created this for me. Now, you might wonder, well, how did you got it working? Would this one work with the other one? No, this one have a special length to it. Like this one have an H and have a double line, and the path is different. Okay. So in the future, if I wanted to create this for different system, I will have to unhide this. Unhide the reason I hide it is so that it will be less confusing. So do can get it to unhide. Here you go, unhide. Okay. So the way this formula works is this is what it does. It grabs this information and it say up to the column here. It's going to add Neo Geo ROM directory. So if you're not working on Neo Geo, you're working on something else and you need extra space, you need to put it here. So for example, if I'm working on MAME, I just type in MAME. And if I want to, and that will change everything to main. See that? And D18 D26. So D18 should be, oh, I changed the wrong one. I should change it over here. So I need to type in MAME. Okay, so that whole thing will change. So I changed the wrong one. So let's undo it. Okay. So that's how you do it. You change the first one here, and then this whole thing will change with it. Okay. So that way, because the ROM is behind the console name, it's not before the console. So you have to have this attached to it. Now here's the game. It automatically will know that this is the game. So we'll put the game description here. And then this is the chord that you will put it right here. And then this is the chord's name description. We'll put it right here. And the detection will be right here. And then this will be right here. So once everything is done, it automatically will create this game list. And this game list does work because I already tested. So we go to, let's go hide it again. And then you just copy this and put it into Retro. So right now, when I did that, which I already did, I don't want to do it again, just show you shortcut. So here is my final burnout. Here's the game list. Okay, so last one cannot have a comma. You take out the comma, you copy this. Then you take all this and you copy it into, so since this one is called final burnout, you will have to name yours be final burnout as well. And then once you save it, you will save it into RetroArch, into the emulator, and then RetroArch here. And in here, you're going to run your retro.exe. And once you run it, now you have to change this to H drive because it looks like all their game list is on H drive. So if you go to the list now, you will find one that is called Final Burnout. So this is all they all point to H. So your drive have to be in H drive. Here's the Final Burnout that I just created. So you could just go to any of the game here. You could download the game snap directly from RetroArch, or you could just leave it blank. So if you download it directly, and that's what it look like. You press enter, press run the game. Now this retro P for chord, it only run it one time, and if you exit out, it will close it. You only open one. It doesn't go back to RetroArch. So that's how they program, how they configure the retro. So I turned the volume off, so now it's back on. So yeah, the game list will work from here because the setup I did. Alright, so I'm going to escape. I'm going to close that out. Alright. So that's how you could test the playlist. And the playlist is all in playlist directory, which is right here, playlist. And if you sort by date, this is the new one I just created today, the 7th. And this is how you could create that. So that's how something that I created that I thought that was pretty cool to share with you guys. and show you how to use it. So this is just a template for this one as well. Create your own game list. So actually, the proper name would be just a template. This is just a template to create a game description. And right now, this one doesn't have the Sega Genesis. I mean, it has Sega Genesis. It doesn't have the Neo Geo because it's just showing you how you could go from here to here. But this is, if you was to put Neo Geo, is useless because Neo Geo does not create you the game list. You will have to create your own description, and this is what would take a long time. You have to go to one by one. The best way to do this is you go to the one of this and you type in this name, okay, and then you type the word wild worm and then you press enter. It will say this, the name of this game is called this, and so you copy this, or you could copy the lowercase one, and then you copy and paste it into your spreadsheet description. Okay, so that's how I get all the name description. So I got the ROM from, you could get the ROM or you could get the ROM description. Uh, if you dump it into this other spreadsheet, it will create a game list for you. So that way you don't have to look for every single one of them. If you dump it, the original one, the PLP one in here, like you just copy and paste it, it will create this for you, and then you could just copy those and put it on your description. And the one is missing, then you could just find those instead of finding every single one of them. See, like the one that they gave me, I didn't really like it because I prefer put the word hack instead of set one and all this long name. I just call it the three count but instead of fire springs so and so. See, this is the original name, and the one I have that I created, I don't have that big long name. I just created like this one. I just call, well, this one I did call it that way. I wonder why did I call it that? I thought I changed it. So if this is the one I want, I would just take all that. I think I'm looking at the different one. This is the one I have. That one is a little bit different. This one's 100 and 200, 219. So let me go back to the other one. I think that one is different. This one is final burnout, but oh, this is the AWI. So they're using the username library and they're mounting the SD card. So the one I have is not this one. This is for the different one because it's not the H drive. So let's close that one so it get less confusing. And let's close the Sega Genesis. Let's don't save that. Let's close all this out. So the one that I did was, I think I have it all out in the front. Oh, this is the stuff that I was creating. So if you was to create a new one, I just open the one I have before, the one we are running. That one is Neo Geo collection playlist. No, not playlist. Emulator, RetroArch, then playlist. Okay. So this playlist is the one that I just created, Final Burnout game. Okay, yeah. Like I was saying, my game list is not that long. See, my baseball is baseball. My 3 count is called 3 count. It's not blah blah blah. But this one I did put the two name because sometimes called that name, sometimes called Sonic. So Sonic Wing. So that I did keep that longer name. So I got rid of all that other stuff, so you don't see that. And this one I did put the year. So this is the one I created, the name description. And you won't see the name description on the type chord unless you change to a different theme with the 2D box art. Then it will show the description from here. And so that's what this one is used for that purpose. Okay. So hopefully this template will be useful because I was looking for this template. I'm like, now I need to create one for Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is very similar to this, and it's a pain in the neck to create. And every time I add Neo Geo game, it doesn't have the game list in here because there's a lot. There's only 141. Every time you go to the RetroArch game list from anybody's image, it always 141 game. There's no 200 or 100 something. So if you was to go to any images, like, you know, and go to Raspberry Pi, and then you go to the ROM, you will find out that Neo Geo always is 141 games. So if you was to look here, this one is 147 because you have this two folder, so that's 145. Then you have this save, well, this other two that I created, so minus two more. That will bring it down to 43. And then you have this game Neo Geo ROM 43, 42. So yeah, you have 42 game in here. Minus 4, minus 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So you have this one, you have 142 game here. Okay, but you seldom see anything over that game list. So if you want to create a game list, this is one way to do it. So I wanted to create one for Raspberry Pi because each one have, if you look at it, each one have its own game list, and that game list is created by, now before, the old Raspberry Pi would create this game list by itself. Okay, automatically created using the track mode. But some reason the Raspberry Pi 4 does not create the game list for you automatic. So you will have to create your own game list. And so if you add some new game, you will have to copy this from here to here. This is the game list, and you have to create your own. So I am planning to create one for Raspberry Pi because Raspberry Pi would be very useful one to create. The only thing that would be hard to do is creating the description, because each time you create a description, it tell you sometimes one line, sometimes two lines. They have the long description, and that description could be very, very long. So yes, so that is going to be a little bit hard to create. But this is the game list for the Raspberry Pi. So I want to create one for that. So once I successfully create one, I will share that with everybody as well, because that really will save time. You could just copy the game, paste it in, and automatically will create you a game list. Alright, hopefully this video helped. It's just a quick video just to let you know you could take that formula that I have and modify it by unhide it. And this, I took the one with the AW and created for the R type. So the core type R for PC use of their RetroArch. When you create it, it creates all this double line. And so I make the formula to work with the double line and the chords. So this will work with any console that you want, and it will automatically generate the RetroArch for you. So it's a very useful tool now for this one. So there's two files that I'm going to zip up, and whatever one you want to use, you could use that. But this is for the PC game only that I'm working on a Neo Geo game set. And my Neo Geo game set is almost finished. So just a quick video show you that I got it running, got it pretty much done. All the video has been redone. So let's go back to chord type and run the game. Now there's one I added. I think I added 10 game that in there is not part of the Neo Geo, but it's part of the piece arcade game that was never. It cannot be run well in Raspberry Pi because Raspberry Pi is just not fast enough. The emulator doesn't work. Now some of this game here I need to get rid of because it doesn't work. Like all this thing right here, the Nintendo, the Namco that came from one of the build that someone did, doesn't work. So this is what I'm working on. I got all the video. So when the video get bigger, is in a high resolution, 1080. So before it was using a Raspberry Pi. So if it's small, it look okay, but when it got full screen, the video looks very bad. So I had to re-download all the video. And then I had to download the cover page because Raspberry Pi doesn't use cover page. And this program for PC does. And it's very hard to find a good 10 by 80 pictures for the background. I try to keep most of them the traditional background. Turn the volume off. I try to keep the traditional background of the game, but it is hard to find the traditional one. I like the title that they use over here, but I'm not sure how well it's going to look when it become have two screen, because this is made for only one screen with this title thing. So with the two titles, I'm not sure it's going to work. And I created the Dig and Dug the wheel because they never have the wheel, so I had to create that. But yeah, there are some game here that does not work. Now, right now at the bottom it say 207. You press the Y, and Y again is 220. So you have now have more game here now, including the hack game as well. So you got all the wheel. All of them have wheel. I double check, triple check, quattro check. So they all have wheel, and I also check the box art as well. So this one is gonna pretty much go out for you guys. And don't forget it's Mother's Day, to give your mom a hug. Say happy Mother's Day to people out there who's mother. And don't forget to tell your mom happy Mother's Day as well. Alright, so this is pretty much it. This thing is almost done. I think it's done. I don't think I want to work on it no more. I know I need to work on some more Marquia. Some of the games that do not have Marquia, I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but I'm just going to put it out there. Everything is good. The graphic, the quality is good. Alright. Alright, let me turn the volume back on. Press B. And I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. The game is like 219 game. Two of the other games require the other game to run, so I can't remove it from the all game. So that's the Capcom JoJo. I went and kept that because I enjoyed those games. Let me go ahead and go in there and show you what I'm talking about. So if you was to go to the J, let me go back up to the J. Oh, those of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That will help my channel. And the more subscriber I have, the more I could get. You know, sometimes some people will send me, or why did I start a game? My controller is not set up. Like this one does not have a marquee. So okay, this is the one I'm talking about. This one. This game, the one in the middle work. The one on the top do not work. Okay. And the reason is because if you delete this two, this one will not work. Alright. So this is the American version and this is the Japanese version. That's the only thing. Everything else is run here. So if I was to press the Y again and do the 207, those are the best game. So we're gonna go to the J again. Okay. So now you only see one game. See that? That's the game that work. And so you don't have the other two that is out there. And most of the game here is the game that does work. It just doesn't have all that other hacking. So you only have the one of the. Oh, this one does have that hack game there. But this one have all the game that actually work. So if you don't want to get confusing, but yeah, I mean you could still run the 220. That's the only the JoJo one is the only one that I have. Those other two that I can't remove because if I remove it, then that game will not work. Okay, and you guys enjoy it. I did not test all the game. I imagine all the Neo Geo games should work. So if you guys find anything wrong with it, let me know. Alright, later you guys. Okay, thanks for watching. Let me get out of the game. And here, if you was to watch the game, watch the video, after the intro, it will play the storyline of the whole movie of this game. I don't have I'm trying to buy the PC version of this. This is a Street Fighter 15. Not Street Fighter, the King of Fighter 15. I was trying to figure out a way to buy it so I could install it. But couldn't get it to work, so I didn't do it. But I did get the video and the gameplay of this whole game. I don't know if this thing will time out or not, but I don't think it will. Alright, time to close out.